It was a grand plan pitched by the mayor and a city councillor to build the equivalent of Central Park in the city of Toronto, pretty much out of thin air. It was dubbed Rail Deck Park. They were going to build a park right here over these tracks, and it was supposed to stretch from Blue Jays Way all the way to Bathurst. Though there was one issue with the plan. A developer owned what's known as the air rights over the tracks, and this week a provincial tribunal refused the city's plan, sided with the developer. It's a story we've been following for several years.
We have been crystal clear, Mayor Tory and myself, that we're building a park there, and that's what we're going to do.
It was Toronto's field of dreams.
You can have the last remaining opportunity to create a great open public space in the downtown, or you could just fill it up with more of the same and have more condos and more office towers.
There was plenty of handshakes and smiles when the park plan was made public 5 years ago. Today, there was a stark difference in the tone.
The provincial decision, the tribunal decision, it's disappointing. It's a setback.
We simply have to address ourselves to making the city more livable for 20 years from now.
So what happened? In 2013, Toronto-based Craft Developments entered a binding deal with CN Rail and Toronto Terminal Railway for the purchase of the air rights over the tracks. Their plan? Build a mixed-use community with both office and condo towers, while leaving 12 to 21 acres for park space. They brought their plan to the city and then claimed they were blindsided by Mayor John Tory's plan to build Rail Deck Park in 2016. The city rejected the developer's proposal and designated the area over the rail corridor for parks and open space, plowing ahead with their green ambitions.
So this is a ridiculous proposal that's going nowhere and is dead on arrival.
Reacting to the headstrong stance, then mayoral candidate Doug Ford had this to say to CityNews about Toronto's attempt to squash the development.
That's not the way it works. You know, let's look at what the developer is proposing, work with them, and save the taxpayers a couple $1 billion.
This week, Ontario's Land Tribunal sided with the opinion of our present-day premier and the developer, ruling that the City of Toronto shouldn't have rejected the developer's proposal, adding that little has happened since 2016 with respect to the actual creation of Rail Deck Park.
Over the last 5 years, the city has worked to acquire the air rights in order to build this park, and we did not have, as part of a business negotiation, a reasonable settlement.
The area is already densely populated. To the south of the tracks, 15,000 people call City Place home. To the north, roughly 10,000 will soon call the Well development home. And if the Rail Deck condo development moves forward, more than 2,700 units are set to be built, with thousands of residents moving in the future.
50 years from now, when we look back at our city, will we look back and say, we really should have built that signature Central Park in the last bit of real estate, consolidated large real estate? Or will we look back and say, thank goodness we built 7 condo towers with a little bit of parkland beside it?
The cost to build the city's Rail Deck Park was estimated at $1.7 billion. Tory and Cressy say they're still exploring all options for the park. This isn't dead just yet. Now, what you can see from the sign behind me, the project still plans to build 9 buildings in total, 7 residential, 1 office, 1 retail. We reached out to Craft Developments today asking for an on-camera interview. They declined, though they did say they're going to continue working with the city and the community for the project's continued success.